October 2. Saint Leger. Leger was sent by his parents to the court of the French king, and although he dedicated his life to the service of God, he always had much to do with the affairs of the rulers. The king sent the boy to Leger's uncle, Bishop Didon, who took care of his education. When Leger was ordained, he was made an abbot, and he ruled well, though rather severely. Next, he was appointed Bishop of Autun. He brought peace and a new fervor to the people of that city, who had been fighting among themselves before the saint arrived. About 10 years later, King Clotaire died, and Saint Leger hurried to the royal palace to help the new king Childeric overcome his enemy, a mayor named Ebron. As long as King Childeric listened to the advice of Leger, he governed well. But he was young and violent, and at last he decided to sin and to do as he pleased. Saint Leger's enemies saw their chance. They told the king that Leger was a traitor, and the king sent him into exile. When Childeric died, Saint Leger was allowed to go back to Autun. His people welcomed him back joyously, but the saint's real sufferings were just beginning. The evil mayor Ebron attacked Autun, and since Leger did not want his people to suffer on his account, he gave himself into his enemies' hands. These cruel men's first act was to put the holy bishop's eyes out. He made no resistance and uttered no sound. Next, he and his brother were accused of a great crime, and his brother was put to death, while he himself was tortured. Yet Leger wrote to his mother, who had become a nun, that he forgave his enemies, and he felt full of courage and charity. 2 years later, he was put to death, after praying for his executioners. Where did the saints get the courage to suffer so much and to forgive their enemies? From prayer. We, too, when we pray, will find it easy to forgive and to forget little injuries for love of God.